Hi everyone, James G0SEC here, and thought I'd do a quick video today. Sorry about my dogs. Actually, don't know if you can see my dog down there. But, there he is, and he's definitely telling me it's dinner time. So let me just bring the camera back on myself. Sorry about the pining, if you can hear him pining. But in a minute, I'm going to show you my shack. I haven't done a video for quite a while, so I thought now's the time to do a video. It's all complete, and I'm a little bit better than I was. For those of you that know me, not been very well, but I'm a little bit better. Still got to go through the operation at some point, but today was a great day. Was on on the bands 15 and 10 meters mostly. I had the tower up, played a bit back on satellite a little bit, so I thought, hey, let's do a video. I haven't done a video for ages, so here it is, coming right up. So here we are, guys, in my shack, and all completed, I might add. Took many years to do. As you know, some of you might remember me doing my desk here, which I made myself. Wanted it to sort of go in here and around, and yeah, quite a lot to it. It's been quite a lengthy process, you could say. But thought let's do a video on the shack of everything for those that really haven't seen my shack before. And so I'm going to sort of go left to right now. In my shack, to show you quickly, I have pretty much the radios in the middle. And then I have like the audio rack on the right hand side, and anything to do with audio I have on the right hand side. And then what I do is I have everything to do with like antennas and things like that I have on the left hand side. I just find it a lot easier, and of course obviously it makes the antennas and the switches, and the HEU, rotator and everything close to the aerials anyway. So without further ado, let's have a look at the shack, what it's like now. So starting from left to right, recently got into satellite, and these are the satellite equipment that I use. This is the down converter by DX Patrol. This is the up converter, so down on 2, up on 23 sems. This is the little amplifier. This is the buck converter, which controls the amp. And obviously this goes out to one of the dishes. Got 2 dishes outside, which I'll show you in a minute. And the dishes are 180 sems dish, which is used for receive. And then I use the 1 meter dish for transmit. And I've got a really good friend that helped me sort out all the satellite for me. I'm still a novice really when it comes to satellite. I'm using like Kiro 100. And really enjoying it, and I love it. And he's really helped me no end. G4TRW Calvin. So if you're watching, Calvin, thanks very much. I really appreciate all the help you've given me. So let's have a quick look at my shack. Well, up here I've got these are just monitors. They're like touch screen. I'll just quickly show you. You can sort of operate them, all kinds of different things, and they're all like sort of touch screen, and it's quite handy. It's quite handy to be able to view what's going on, and it should dim in a minute. It sort of dim after a while. So, but I got one for each radio. That's for the 7610. This one's for the 7300. This one's for the 9700, and this one's for the MB1, which is still in its box upstairs, really. Mixer here that I use now and again, and this is just a ELAD VFO that I sometimes use with the awesome SDR console that I mostly use for satellite, and I'm using the SDR Play Duo, which is on the wall there, for the SDR. Speak more about that in a short while. Got switches here, which obviously are to do with mostly VHF. Down here is my favourite switch. It's a little bit on the light side. I'm hoping you'll get this. You can't really see it when it's lit up, but if I go to dummy load here, you'll see that's actually 6 meters. 2 antennas outside, sorry, 3 at the moment outside on the tower. and that is the HF beam, which is the Force 12 antenna. Then I've got the 5-element 6-meter beam, and then I've got the collinear right on the top. I've got the tower up about 60 foot at the moment, and it's only it's not too bad out there. It's if I quickly show you, it's only about 1.2 at the moment on the wind factor, so it will go up higher, but I thought let's just sit at around about 60. And I've had some fun today on the radio, and I thought before I pack up the radio today and wind the tower down, let's do a video for people. I love this switch. It's made by Ham Plus, and it's a MBD62. So there's a switch under the desk, and basically you can have 2 radios to any antenna. I've got some more antennas to go outside. I've got some fan dipoles and all kinds of different things, but a fantastic switch. I really love how I can then just sort of you know, switch into like the 7300 and the 7610, whatever antenna I want on whatever radio, and I can also switch down here from 76 to 7300 and then have it going to the amp. So I really like those 2 radios and that sort of ICOM combo, sorry, not combi. The power supplies I use are Dower. I love Dower power supplies. Had them quite a while. One's 30 amp. This one I just use actually for the satellite equipment up there, so it's a bit redundant, but at least it runs that. And the more beefier one, which is 40 amp, I use it for all the radios. So let's have a look at the sorry, but I'm on a gimbal here and I'm sort of turning it around. It's my first sort of attempt of doing the video on the gimbal, so it's a little bit smoother for you. Here I've got the ATU. I used to have a different ATU, but I decided to go for LDG. It's nice and compact. It works really well. It's an AT1000 Pro 2. I've never had any problems with it. It tunes really great, and I love how it sort of connects to the radio. So you just touch the button on the radio, and then it sort of does its job on the tuner. So really good, totally automated. The new piece of equipment that you'll see in my shack is the new rotator. Absolutely love this rotator. It probably looks a little bit bright on the camera because it's not very good, this camera. I'm only using my phone camera, but it is great. I mean, it's all touchscreen, and I don't know if I can zoom in there so you can actually see. It's all touchscreen. You can do all kinds of different things like appearances, and you can have multiple rotators hooked up to this. It's also an interface so that if you're using a logging program, it will you know, I've just put in the call sign and it will turn the antenna automatically for me, and it's really great for like calibrating and stuff. And you can also use the updates straight from the micro ham Arco straight to the computer and stuff. So it's a great bit of kit. It really is. I do love it. What I do like about it is you can have presets here, and it's really great for when I'm turning in the antenna. And like I've got the presets, as you can see there, like Europe, USA, Canada, Brazil, Africa, and VK, but you can change them. Obviously you can do it the manual way with the 2 buttons here, and you can dial in here. So if I sort of turn this, let's say we want to go something like 100 degrees or so, let's just put it back to 100, and you'll see it's now calculating. I don't know if you can see that, and now and what it does, it actually starts off really slowly, and I mean very slowly, and then it ramps up the speed a little bit. And it knows, obviously from the feedback, it knows what kind of wind it's out there, what sort of strain is on it. So it's really good. I must admit, I'm mega impressed with the new Rotor. And if you'd like one, well, you can get one on Micro Ham, and they work with pretty much any rotator. I'm just going to turn it back to 80 degrees. That's where I was a minute ago. And as you can see, it sort of, I don't know if you can see this, but it sort of calculates it. It's setting the direction, and it's ramping up. So it's a great rotator, the best that I've ever had, pretty much. The 2 Delta switches is, like I said earlier, one's for the 7610 7300, and then I can send it to the AS62, which is the switch underneath the desk, which is the switch that obviously that works with, and or I can send the 7300 over to the amp as well as the 7610. The radios, they're pretty much explanatory, you know, the self-explanatory, sorry. 7610, which is one of my favorite radios. Also 7300, the 9700. The 9700 I've been using for satellite today. I really do like the satellites, and usually what I do is I go on there. I've got the I can do it just purely by the radio, but what I prefer to do is I go up on 23 SEMS, and then what I do is I listen on the SDR. The computer I use for the SDR is absolutely awesome. I mainly use it for lots of different things, work and all kinds of things that I do online. So I've got a very large business online, and but you can see how curved it is. It's an extremely curved machine, the ultimate for like games and all kinds of different things. It's great for video editing, absolutely superb for like SDRs, and got a few LEDs on the back. It lights up all nice and blue at night, and saves me putting the light on in the shack, I guess, when I'm letting the dog out and stuff. So that's the computer. Down here you'll see there's an equalizer. If I just zoom out a bit, there's an equalizer down there, and on one channel, channel A, I have it for the 7300. I know it's got one inside, but this one's a little bit more superior, and you can get just the fine adjustments on it. And the one on channel B is for the 9700. So I love that combo of the three icons. It works really well. They work all extremely well, and yeah, I just really love the love that. Let me just quickly go back. I really love the sort of three radios working together. It's just they all match nicely. The speakers, I actually done an upgrade on the speakers, and got both matching speakers for the smaller ones up the top, and obviously the 7610. But what I did is the original speakers were terrible, absolutely terrible. So I'd done the Fitz upgrade, which you can see on another video that I've done. And since the upgrade, it makes the speakers very, very heavy. It's really, really good quality, but they sound amazing, absolutely amazing. And what I do is I have all speakers for all radios, and the way I'm able to do that is I use a mixer, which is down here, and I have splitter cables that go to the mixer, and then from the mixer they go to all the speakers in the shack. These ones are a little bit higher in frequency than obviously these ones. The filters all still work in the speakers as well. So I sort of get a match between sort of like the top and the bottom, and I sort of use these as like tweeters for the higher frequencies, and I use these obviously for a little bit of the lower end, and it just works really nicely. It sounds really nice having those speakers all in front of you as well. So back to the audio side. So the audio side, I'm using two things for audio. I use the audio rack, which is all DBX equipment, and I also use that online for when I'm doing my podcasts and videos and stuff like that. So that's what I use online most of the time. I can also use the 8-band EQ. This is what I prefer to use on radio mostly, but I can always switch it across to the rack. And so I'm using the 8-band EQ, and I'm also using the EQ Plus, as you can see there, and a really good win-win combo. Pretty much probably the best sound that you can get from radio point of view, using the 8-band and EQ Plus. The microphone I use is let me just quickly bring it into focus for you. The microphone is an RE20, doesn't really need any introduction. The RE20 is pretty much iconic the world over, and when it comes to broadcast. Expensive microphones, but worth every penny. Extremely heavy, but yeah, really lovely sounding audio coming from the RE20. What else? Okay, so the I Plus, let me show you the I Plus. The I Plus is mostly used for, let me just swap hands on the camera. The I Plus is mostly used for when I'm using the rack, I can lower the line levels down to the mic levels, and then obviously I can switch across to whatever radio I want using the same microphone, RE20. I only ever use the RE20, and then I can switch across what radio I want to use, like the 7610, 7300 or the 9700. So bit of a win-win. The LP700 is the power meter I use. It's hooked up to all radios. I've got all couplers on there, and a really nice bit of kit. Let me just put it on a dummy load a minute quickly, and hopefully be able to just give you a quick test. G0 Sierra Echo Charlie, Golf 0 Sierra Echo Charlie test. So you can see it working. You can also, it's all got different modes. G0 Sierra Echo Charlie test. There's all kinds of different things you can do with it. I've got it on like channel 2 at the moment, but there's all 4 channels in there. And you can also set up your audio, which I love doing. And it's all touch screen. So if you want to find out more about the LP700, there's a smaller version which is the LP500, and you can get that from Telepost, and the call sign Larry. I was one of the I am the very first person that put a EHAM review on, actually, on the LP500 that I used to have, and then I upgraded to the LP700. And Larry's the guy you see, N8LP, fantastic equipment, the best meter I've ever had, hands down. So in the corner I have the amplifier. Let me just quickly show you the amplifier. In my previous videos you saw my older amplifier, and I liked the 1010 so much that I thought, okay, next amplifier I have, I'm just going to get another 1010. So obviously this is like a newer version of the older one that I had. Superb, really quick to tune and everything, and can't fault it. I really can't fault it, and it does everything that I want it to do. So leading up to here, I have a switch on the wall, and how I'm able to go from like the rack to the 8-band and the EQ Plus is quite simply, I got an isolator here, so the mic goes into the isolator, goes through here. I can switch from like A to B, B being the 8-band EQ and A being the audio rack, but I usually have it switched and then just split it, so it's just split all the time. That's why you can see, like if I come down here, you can see my audio rack and the compression kicking in, but also you can see on my noise gate it's also working on the 8-band as well. So when I go on the computer, and this is my little thing for the computer, I just sort of do that, and I can turn up the volume here on my audio. Also you can, by touching it, I can just go to the headphones and stuff like that. So it's a very simple interface that takes the rack to the computer. So when I'm doing my stuff online, and then I just got to touch it to turn it off, and then I'm back on radio, sort of thing. So works very well. I'll just show you from this side the that colossal monitor I have. It's actually about 4 foot 2 inches. 4 foot 2 inches. At the top of my shack I've got the Elgato face cam. Got DSLR cameras as well, but this has just come out recently, and I thought, yeah, it's brilliant. So if you're thinking about getting a really good webcam, Elgato face cam. It's probably one of the best face cams on the market. It's superb. The monitor above, I use it for 3 things. You can see on the wall here, I have the Geochron Atlas. So sometimes I switch it across to the Atlas. Sometimes I just keep it on the radio on the 7610. And also what's nice, when the radios are all turned off at the end of the day, and I'm working on the computer, I can pull up the TV up there as well, so I can keep an eye on the news and stuff. So that's the shack. The clock, if you haven't seen it before, it does look a bit pinky in this video, but it's actually red. I think it's just the camera. The camera doesn't like all these lights. But the clock came out of a bank, I believe, and yeah, it looks really nice in the shack. It does set it off. As soon as I saw it, I thought, yep, gotta have that in the shack. I think you can sort of get an idea of the color. It keeps changing every time I sort of go away from it. You can see it sort of turning red, but it's actually red, and it looks really nice. And same with the weather station here. What I do like about the weather station is I have an alarm set here. This is also connected to the weather station, and I usually set it about sort of 30 miles an hour or whatever, and so I know if the alarm goes off, it's time to lower the tower down a bit. But I don't usually keep the tower up unless I'm on the radio. These two things here, if you see on the wall here, these white things, these are just Elgato lights. There's another one over there, and they're just used for when I'm doing my stuff online, podcasting. And as you see here, up here I've got a green screen. So sometimes when all the lights are on and I'm doing my stuff with a green screen in the background. And I've got a world map here on the wall. I'll just show you quickly. Hang on, got to get the camera to go on it. Let me just move it up a little bit. So here on the wall is it's a bit like a jigsaw puzzle. It's all wooden. And I thought, yeah, let's stick a world map on there. So that took ages to do. It really did take ages to do. But so there it is. There's the shack. I'll just show you the computer for the shack. The computer is a really powerful machine. And the reason it's so powerful is because we do a lot of Flight Simulator on Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. And it's great on this monitor, but it's even better in virtual reality. And that's what we use it for. So I'm going to show you quickly the nuclear powered PC that I have. I call it nuclear powered because it looks like it's something like nuclear powered. So let's have a look at it down in the cupboard here. And here it is, folks. So here's the PC. And as you can see, it's really quite something. It's a 12th generation PC, liquid cooled, 10 fans. As you can see there, I don't know if you can see that liquid circulating there, but it's 4 terabyte on a SSD M.2 drives, and 128 gig of RAM on DDR5. It's got an RTX 40 graphics card. It's all liquid cooled on the graphics card, and obviously liquid cooled on the CPU. So it's extremely quick. It really is. I mean, for radio, it's really overkill. But like I said, we have it for the flight sim. My son and I really love the flight simulator, and so that's what sort of powers it. Super smooth. So there it is. Really, that's the shack. I could show you outside quickly. I could just do a quick video of like the antenna. I'll just quickly go outside. So the antenna is up at the moment. I don't know if I'll get it in the camera or not, so we'll just have to see. Hang on. So just bear with me because I'm using a gimbal here. So the antenna is up at the moment, about 60 feet. And don't know if you can see that up there. I'm just trying to zoom in at the same time. 2 antennas on the tower. Sorry, 3 antennas. There's the HF beam, and then about 8 foot above the HF beam is the 6 meter 5 element LFA, and then I've got the collinear right on the very top. The satellite dishes, just so you can see. This one is just get it right. So this one here is an 80 centimeter dish, which I use for receive, and then there's this one over here, which is the one that I transmit on, which is a 1 meter dish. So this is a 1 meter dish here, and works really well. Love the satellites. So I've got some more antennas to put up. Got lots of new wire antennas and stuff, fan dipoles and stuff, and so I'm just waiting to get them up, and looking forward to getting back on like 40 meters and stuff. So there it is, guys. That's the antenna, and now you can see the shack completed, all completed once and for all. I am pretty pleased that it's all completed, to be honest, because it's been quite a lot of work. It really has been a lot of work to get it to this sort of level. And for those of you that have seen my videos in the past, you know that I've worked very hard on getting it right. In fact, I was building the desk when I was very poorly, so I had to do a little bit at a time, but I knew it would get there one day, and here we are. The shack is complete. So hope you enjoyed the video. Hope it gives you some great ideas. I'm just going to shut this door here. It's getting chilly out there again. I'm going to go out and wind the tower down in a minute. I think I've had my fun for radio today, and then I'm just going to chill out a little bit. But I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it gives you some ideas of what I've done myself. Really love the hobby. It's a great hobby. Haven't always been active, but I've always loved the hobby, and it's great to sort of play around with radio when we get time, of course. So hope you like it. I'll just show you quickly my globe, and the reason I'm going to show you this is you'll notice at the moment it's actually still, but if I open the door it will start to turn around. Now you might have seen these globes. If you haven't, get one for your shack. It's great. So let me just open the door, and I'm going to show you what happens to this globe. It uses the Earth's gravitational pull and ambient light. Now in a minute you'll see that will start to turn. He says it might be a little bit dark for it to actually work. It was turning earlier, and I don't know, maybe let's have a come on, move. So you'll see it starting to turn in a minute, but it might be a little bit too dark. Sometimes it does. Here we go. I think it's starting to turn. It does take a while for it to build up momentum, and there it is. You can start to see it turning. Hopefully it is a little bit sort of dusky out there. It's not quite bright day. It's like it looks a little bit brighter on the camera, but it's actually a little bit getting a bit darker now. But you can see it moving. I don't know if you can see it moving there. It's actually going around. It does go around faster than that, a little bit faster. It's great to have a globe that actually moves. If you can see that moving, and love it. Got one in the living room. This is a 10-inch one, but in the living room I got one that's an 8-inch, and I think they do a 4-inch version as well. So yeah, great, love them. And at night the shack lights up all blue. I'm going to shut this door. It's getting colder. That night the shack all lights up blue. I don't know if I can show you that. Let me just quickly, I don't know if you can see that or not. I can show you. It looks a bit like a light blue here, but it's not actually. It's like quite a nice dark blue. But I don't know if you'll see that or not. If I get back into here, it looks almost purpley, to be honest. But so the shack has got like backlight from the monitor, and it sort of lights up the whole shack at night. So that might give you an idea. I might give you an idea if you want to get a nice looking shack at night. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed the video. Just turn that back on. Hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching. Do subscribe to the video if this is the first time that you've watched one of my videos. I haven't, like I said, I haven't done a video for many months, probably over a year now. So it's nice to sort of get back into the flow of things, and everything's all done in the shack sort of thing. So with that, I'll say 7 threes, and like I said, thanks for watching, and I look forward to hearing you on the bands. And I'll say from my house to yours, 7 threes, and look forward to the next video that I do for you all. 7 threes for now. G0 Sierra Echo Charlie signing off. Bye bye.